Hey guys, end of another week for me. I say end of a week and it feels weird because I'm going right back to work Monday. And it feels kind of weird to say that. Weekend is normally 2 days off, and a weekend is normally, you're actually with your people and stuff. You can do stuff, and all I'm probably gonna do tomorrow is sleep in, play games, watch TV and stuff, and nothing really more than that. I want to talk for a moment on a point I had made previously. I talked about when they did their little prayer in the beginning about how this lady was talking about how the world is so unstable and there's so much stuff going on. And let's start at the beginning. My second week, if some things slow down, I listen to a lot of Cornel West, and I really don't care now. I know some things I do, people don't really like, and I'm fine with that. My attitude is this: like I said, we're at war. I'm not going to disrespect anybody. I'm glad I'm able to take part in this. It's spiritual. Helps people. I'm a spiritual person. I'll pray with you, but to me, we're at war. And your president is putting the world in a very unstable position, and you Christians, you evangelical Christians, are helping that. You are serving to kind of indemnify everything Trump does, to kind of stamp it, put that stamp upon the sad thing about it is what's going to happen is when Trump gets out, this hurts Christianity. It's like my friend Dizelle said about, he made the point about if you had to get out of jail free. He said this, and it really touched me with the Amber Guyger case. The Amber Guyger case in Dallas, Texas, the woman that shot Bolton John in his apartment. He said if every police department has a get out of jail free card, Dallas PD had one, why would you waste it on Amber Guyger? And I put that in my head. I really did. I put that in my head, man. I thought that made a lot of sense. If you had one get out of jail free card, this bitch did everything wrong. Everything wrong. And you're going to actually go out here and do things to try to help her? I mean, same thing. And there's going to be aftermath. Same thing with your Christian evangelicalism. We've been talking about, Thom Hartman, he's talked in the past about how this new generation of Christians, they're not quite so hot for Israel. They still, it's still Christianity, and all that, but they're not quite so hot for Judaism. And I'm not talking about the state of Israel. I'm not even gonna try to reason. It's like trying to reason. Well, why did Hannibal Lecter eat all those people, and why did he cut that woman's spleen out? I'm not gonna do that, because that's what someone like that does. But the fact that you people have rode so hard for Trump, for Israel, basically you're on the wrong side of history. It's crazy because white supremacy, generally, in my experience, they've always been the ones to think 20 years down the road, and we're living in a time now where they don't seem to care. They don't seem to care. That's just what I see, in my opinion. We're at a war, and this is not going to be solved by throwing Bibles at people or praying for people. All that's good and all that's fine, man. But we're at a war, and that's how I think. That's how Charlottesville was for me. That was a wake-up call. That was a big wake-up call. That this is really, that's really where we're at now. That's where we're at. That's where we're standing. F you, black and brown, and everybody else. F you guys. We don't care. We don't care. That's the point that I got. Well, I listened to Cornel West and Mr. Baraka, Aju Baraka. I want to be like him when I grow up. Real talk. That brother is. And my boss, I kind of can tell he gets uncomfortable. And I find it funny because Cornel West is the one that's always telling people not to be violent. I mean, me listening to him is like, that's like some guy that's in a biker gang. And, I mean, like, just all week tears it up, gets drunk. But on Sunday, he at least will, like, sit down and listen to a minister. Minister ain't perfect, but the minister's, like, trying to tell him, like, to have love in his heart, love your enemy as yourself, and all that stuff. And you even said, well, I don't like him neither. I mean, that's his better, that's what they say, the better nature, the better half of our nature. That's his better nature. Yes. I don't care, because I understand that with white supremacy, when you have a society that's so predicated upon white supremacy, anybody that speaks against white, see really, when they talk about calling us socialists and all, you know what that really means? We've gone so far to the right that normal things are considered extreme. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's really what those kind of things say to me. You've gone so far to the right. You know what I mean? It'd be like a person that is so much of an atheist, just me saying God bless you, and they're getting attention. I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? I'm not trying to I'm not trying to pray with you. Just God bless you. Anyway, I just, like I said, we're at war. That's been made very clear to me. That's been very clear to you. It's honestly, it's kind of hard. I mean, I made the point before about the guy that was in Springfield, Missouri, that walked into the Walmart with a rifle and a vest on, fully loaded. I don't know why that is so important to me, that little point, but I always make it. He had a bullet in the chamber of that rifle. Did he have a bullet? I don't know which one it was. One of them had a bullet in them. And I know both guns were loaded. I don't know why that's so important. These are folks at a Walmart, dude. And like the whole time, like he didn't even, what got me was this white boy didn't even feel like, well, maybe I shouldn't do, like there was never any, maybe this isn't right. Maybe, you know what I mean? Like, I can't really comprehend how someone does something. I've never thought to myself, I'm going to carry my rifle into this Walmart. I don't understand that. And the point I'm trying to make from that is we're at war. That's the overwhelming point I'm trying to make. Stuff like that shows you this Caucasian's already there. You can sit here and you can pretend and you can pray, and that's good. That's good. Prayer is good. Forgiving is good. That's good. But you need to understand where you're at now. Trump's black shirts aren't coming. They're already here. When we watch those guys run around with masks and rifles at the border, that's his black shirts. That's them. That's the troops. That's his troops. Whether you want to acknowledge them or whether you don't, that's up to you. But for me, we're already at war. That's a foregone conclusion. And it's to me, it's kind of ridiculous in my mind to pretend any other way that we're not at war. I think it's sad we're at the point now where mass shootings happen. They're not even really mainstream news. And you can't take that away from race. You can't. You can't take, not just race, you can't take that away from the fact that we're living amongst domestic terrorists. We're living amongst the only terrorism that ever really existed, and that's white supremacy, man. That's white supremacist terrorism. That's the only threat we ever really faced. Maybe some of us wanted to ignore it. Maybe some of us wanted to, not see this or not see that or pretend. reality is reality, man. Reality is reality. And being up here in Boone has really showed me that. That point is made very clear to me. That's weird. You don't normally go somewhere else, and I know what side I stand on. And I make this video. Anybody out here watching, hopefully they decide what they stand on, because the oppressor's at war. But the oppressor is not only just at war with black and brown people, he's at war with anybody. I found it very intriguing that the guy that shot up the Pittsburgh synagogue, it was this distraction about mental illness and this distraction about him being anti-Semitic. I'm not even sure he was anti-Semitic. What I saw, this is a guy who was going to attack these people because they were aiding, I think it was Syrian refugees. So because this Jewish synagogue dares to aid refugees, this guy decided to go in there under violence, go under the black flag and just start killing. It bothers me that I don't think more people understand where we're at right now. And it bothers me even more that you have people who are trying to just blow this off, mischaracterize these things. No, man. You're at war. See, that's my thing about the whole Trump thing, is that, to me, no matter what happens, these crackers could resort to more violence. We could get a campaign of bombing. We could get a campaign of mass shootings. It's no telling. I think that they're already warning people. I think basically there's nowhere around what's coming, is the point I'm trying to make. Nowhere around it. And I told my dad, I think that from following the American foreign policy for so long, you kind of get dejected. You kind of realize that it's no matter what we do, this oppressor is still going to wage wars. That's why when they talk about the Russian thing, my first mindset was, hey, they've meddled in wars, they've meddled in people's business all over the world. What's the big deal? That was the first thing that came to my mind. They've been meddling all over the world. What's the big difference now? I don't really understand that. I feel like American foreign policy, you get what you give. I just know in my heart that we're at war. There's no way around it. It doesn't matter who you are. It matters where you stand. And it matters that you understand you have a group of people out here who are organized, they're preparing, they're readying themselves. They have the financial wherewithal to go to the border with rifles and masks on. We're there, man. We're at war. It's not coming, and it bothers me that folks, they just want to turn their head and ignore reality. I think that's dangerous. I think that's really dangerous, because nobody benefits from that. Nobody. And also just the fact that they're not going anywhere. These people calling police on black folks and all that, that's just another sign of it. It's another example of it. It's another example of, letting black folks know you're not appreciated. Then it's crazy. It gets me that the lady put it on Roland Martin's show today. If you're scared of something, why are you confronting it? I couldn't have said it better than myself. I couldn't. If you're scared, why are you going out in the street and confronting somebody who's not confronting you or anybody else? Doesn't make sense. But like I said, in my mind, we're already at war. There's no other ways about it. That's why I kind of don't really want to have children anytime soon. It's just that realization that I'll kill for mine. That if a Caucasian did that to me or my children, they got hurt, I don't know what I would do. I mean, I just know that I'm not gonna stop. It'd be like when the cops try to keep me getting my guns back. I'm not gonna let that pass. I'm not gonna let that lay down. I'm gonna use all the force at my hands. Except with the police, I tried to go along. Exactly. You know, when I dealt with the cops, I tried to use the law. I tried to, you know, and when you're dealing with bastards who choose to not do their jobs, you got to go over their head. I learned that you can't work with the police because you're dealing with people who aren't working with you. They're not. They're blatantly showing you in your face we're not gonna work with you. So you know, there's not too much you can do there. Somebody's telling you they don't care. Anyway, I just like I said, we're at war. We've been at war, and if Trump gets reelected, I think I'll end it there.